Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk with Sistership Hills. My name's Leanne, spiritual life coach, psychic medium and energy healer. So today I wanted to talk about the spiritual sides of lies in a relationship, in any connection really. I feel as though this is something that we've all experienced, and we all know the amount of pain and betrayal that comes from lies, and the mistrust that we're actually left with, the betrayal, the distrust, and the upset that it can cause. But I wanted to talk more about beneath the surface. Beneath the surface lies a deeper story, an energetic story, a story between two souls that have come together that have now created a level of distortion. So as we know it, when lies enter a relationship, it's not just impacting us on maybe a physical or an emotional level. It actually impacts us on an energetic level as well. So we are tied with people through our energetic ties. So when we are in great connection with them and no lies are being told, we're in alignment, this is for us, the energy flows freely between you and that person. But when a lie enters a relationship, these energetic cords can become cloudy, they can become knotted, and the energy isn't free flowing anymore. This is often the reason why, when you know that you're listening to a lie, you can feel it within your being, or you sense it, some sort of senses are kicking off for you, that you can actually feel it, because it's that energetic attachment as well as your intuition kicking in, thinking these things, this what I'm hearing doesn't sound right here. So when we look at the common causes as to why somebody lies, it's often rooted in fear, some level of fear. And then it could be like fear of being judged, fear of losing that loved one. It could be self-preservation, any of these things here. But when we look into it a bit deeper, it can come from one of these things: shame, avoidance, survival, and control. So when we look at these things, shame, if I be the real me, they wouldn't love me. Control, I need to control the situation, otherwise things are going to get out of hand and I'm not willing to deal with the consequences. Or we have avoidance, and avoidance is, again, if I don't say anything, maybe the problem will disappear. So not speaking your truth or lying in this situation. And then when we think about survival often comes from our childhood experiences. Through these childhood experiences, we may have learned that in order to stay safe, we need to lie. Or to keep the peace, we need to lie. And then we carry this through into our adult life and continuing with certain lies, or having to lie in certain situations in order for our body, our nervous system to feel safe again. So what I wanted to do within this video is just bring a greater awareness of lies, in a sense, because many of my clients have come to me and said, I don't understand why my partner's lied to me, or why my friend has lied to me. Do they think I'm stupid? Do they think I'm dumb or naive, or all these things that they are feeling, and they're left with it. They're left with the weight of these lies, as if it really is something to do with them. So this, again, is more so about what I wanted to bring about, is that fact that it's more about the other person, that this person in actual fact is coming from a place of their unhealed wounds, coming from a place of their ego, coming from a place of their shadow side. So 9 times out of 10, it's nothing to do with you when it comes to a person lying. I myself have experienced, obviously, people lying to me. In particular, a person that comes to mind is my ex-husband. He was a notorious liar, and when I think back to it, it stems from his childhood, the fact that he was unable to have a voice growing up, being able to speak his truth, due to the way he was raised. It wasn't the thing within the culture to be able to just speak up and say what it is you need to say, and know that it's safe for you to say it. And that continued into his adult life and caused problems for our marriage. Hence one of the reasons why we're not married today. But going back to what I was saying, unhealed wounds, coming from a place of ego, coming from a place of the shadow side here. So when we look at it deeper again, it stems from the fact that there's a lack of self-love. Because if you loved yourself, You would be coming from an authentic place, knowing the fact that your truth is enough, knowing the fact that you are enough to say whatever you need to say, or you wouldn't bring about the situation that needed for you to lie, i.e. in cheating. If you loved yourself enough, you wouldn't be putting yourself in that position. You would tie up loose ends if you didn't want to be in that partnership, that relationship, and then move forward in the relationships or the connections that you do want to be in here. And also the fact that when we lie on an energetic level, on a spiritual level, when we lie, we ultimately come out of misalignment. We come out of alignment, sorry. So now we're misaligned on our path. We're not connected to our higher self. We are connected to our ego, to our fear, to our shadow side, to our unhealed wounds here. So you will often find, or maybe you find within yourself, if you have had to lie within situations, that the weight of that lie has held heavy within your body, that you feel as though you've needed to come clean. And that is your soul whispering, your higher self whispering to you that it wants the freedom, it wants to take accountability, it wants the freedom to be, to be who you are in that sense. So in order to have that weight lifted, the lie, you need to come clean with that lie here. So you will find that some people will come to you at a later date and say X, Y, and Z because it's weighing heavy on that person. They want to come in alignment now with themselves. So when it comes to spirituality, we're all on this path, really and truthfully, to become our authentic self, to remember our authentic self. And this is our higher self and our soul whispering to us every day to stay in alignment and helping us to make decisions on a daily basis here. So when we do lie, like I said, we're coming out of misalignment here, and it's trying to shift back into alignment. So really and truthfully, when somebody has lied to you and you're wondering whether you can actually stay in this connection, it's often looking at the fact that both parties are able to sit down and have that talk of uncomfortable truths here. Whether you're able to lay everything out on the table and you feel as though everything's been spoken about. And then with the apology, it's actually matched with actions afterwards. So you feel as though you're building a firm foundation. Because again, many people that have come to me, they're wanting real, true connections here. And they're not understanding the lies that have been created. And obviously lies do not create a great foundation for a relationship or for, a level, any sort of connection here. And I often ask my clients, have you found yourself lying in the connection as well? Or, you've lied in life as well. Have you found that? And they often can answer, the answer is yes. So again, it starts with you in a sense of you being your authentic self. And again, that person feeling as though that they can be the authentic self, and the reasons why you can't. So if you really want a true, authentic relationship, it starts with working on yourself, working on your inside, looking at the shame, areas of the shame, looking at why you may avoid certain situations, looking at the areas as to why you feel as though you need to control situations, why you feel as though you need to be in survival mode, ultimately why you do not love yourself enough to be able to put yourself in a position where you can actually speak your truth in a kind way and let it out, whatever it is that you need to say. So ultimately, guys, I've actually got some journal prompts for you as well. So the first one is, where in my life do I struggle to speak my full truth, and what fear sits underneath that? So you may want to pause the video. Where in my life do I struggle to speak my full truth, and what fear sits underneath that? The second one is, how would my relationships shift if I trusted my truth enough? And the third one, how do I feel in my body when somebody lies to me? Where do I carry those sensations? And the fourth one, if I reflect back when someone lied to me, what understanding do I now have of that person? So in reflection, what understanding do you now have of that person? And I think this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do the video, is to have understanding of the fact that it comes from those core places. And this doesn't mean that you forgive and forget and continue with that person. That's ultimately your choice, and it's down to your boundaries that you put in place. If a person really overstepped your boundaries, obviously it does mean coming from a place of compassion eventually, hopefully coming from a place of compassion where you're able to forgive that person and say goodbye. In other times you may want to work on the connection. So it's for you to use your own discernment, whether you feel as though you can get on a good foundation, growing strong roots with a certain person. And I think as well, it helps us to reflect as well, that where have we lied within our connections, and what does that mean about us on our healing journey, and what we have still unleft to heal, to reflect on, to heal, to integrate, to forgive ourselves for. All those kind of things come into play here. So I hope this video helped you guys. If you need any support at all, I offer 30 and 60-minute sessions, energy healing, spiritual coaching and psychic mediumship if you want guidance on your journey ahead. You can see my dog there in the background. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.